So, have you ever thought about resetting your life in 30 days? I know you probably think it involves kale smoothies, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, listening to self help books on 67 times speed while you jog miserably in the rain. But it doesn't. Thank the gods, because that sounds awful. So, let's walk through how I would approach this as somebody that's coached other people to make changes for many years. So, here's what you're going to need. Okay, you need kale and a blender. I'm just kidding. A bit of paper if you like to write stuff, clean Google Doc if you're like a typey person, and a bit of space to think. So I want you to tell everybody to piss off for the next hour or so, turn off the TV, pop your phone onto silent. We've got some thinking to do. In fact, what you might want to do is go and run yourself a shower and get in the shower because, frankly, I find that's where I do a lot of my best thinking. Because the first step in our reset is going to be to think about what we actually want. I know, mind blowing, but here we are. So, the first week, the first 7 days, I want you to start thinking about what you actually want. And I say 7 days because a lot of people have never thought about this for a minute in their lives. So, this might be a big change for you. What do you want? What do you actually want? Now, I want you to imagine like a genie just popped out of the lamp. Maybe, I don't know, you were cleaning the teapot and out pops a very confused genie because it's meant to be a nice fancy lamp. And here he is in your Tetley tea bags, gimmicky teapot with a little person on top. He's very confused. But I want you to think, okay, he's asked you, what do you want? Okay, going to wave my little genie wand. I don't know if I have wands. Wave my wand, what do you want? Most of you are going to be like, I don't know. So this is where I want you to really think about these things because having a target doesn't matter where you launch your arrow. If you haven't got a target, it doesn't matter, does it? So pick a goal, okay? Pick something that you want. Now, again, we're doing a life reset. So that doesn't mean absolutely everything all the time, all at once. You don't have to burn down your entire life, give up shoes, give up all modern conveniences and go and live in a cave. But I want you to think about how you want your life to look because and here's a top tip is if you change one part of your life, a lot of those changes will bleed through to everything else. So you don't have to burn everything down because you start in one area and before you know it, your entire life has changed. So what do you want your life to look like? This is what we mean by goal setting. It's not a case of, oh, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. What do you want your life to look like? Do you want it to be busier than it is? More exciting? Do you want it to be less exciting? Do you want it to be less busy? Yeah, me personally, I'm a bit of a hobbit. I am more than happy to sit in my little house, go outside and work in my little garden, grow my potatoes, bring my potatoes in, eat the potatoes, job done, everybody's happy.
What's potatoes, huh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
I'm quite, I wouldn't want a jet set lifestyle because, nah, I'm happy at home. But other people would absolutely love that. So think about what you want your life to look like. Okay, do you want it to be indoors, outdoors? Your job. Do you like your job? Maybe you do, and that's absolutely awesome. Maybe you like to work. You don't want to go work for yourself. You don't want to start a business. You want to carry on having your job, but maybe you'd like to use different skills. So maybe you are a people person, but you're stuck in a job where you don't get to interact with people very much, apart from Jim from accounts, who's weird and smells of cheese. So maybe you want a change that way. Think about it like that. Instead of going, right, what goal it is, because I find that that's sometimes not helpful for people. What do you want your life to feel like? Do you want it to feel more peaceful? Do you want it to feel more exciting? Do you want things to be a little bit easier for you? Do you want a little bit more of a challenge in your life? What do you want your life to look like? That's the really important thing. So I said, have a real think about it. Some of you might need the full 7 days. Some of you might get this done in half an hour. But honestly, it's one of the exercises that if I could say to anybody, the one thing that makes the most difference in my life was to just simply have a good bloody think about what I wanted my life to look like, what I wanted it to feel like. I could have a peaceful life whether or not I had a job or whether or not I'm self-employed. So that wasn't really the thing. I knew I wanted it to feel peaceful. So that's kind of my yardstick is like, is this bringing peace into my life or not? Is this bringing excitement into my life or not? Is this bringing whatever word you want to describe your life? Is this bringing that thing into my life? If it's not, that's something that needs to change. If it is, awesome sauce, let's carry on with that. Keep that going. Resetting your life isn't always about just get rid of everything. It's about focusing on more of what works and getting rid of the things that don't work. So this is the bit where my retention graph is going to go, because I'm going to say something very, 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 very upsetting to a lot of people, that the way you're going to do it is by the most boring way possible, and that is a routine. Oh my God, I know, it's so boring, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, it works. And that's why a lot of people, they want to sell these like big flashy systems and these like, right, you've got to do this and you've got to do this and you've got to, because it's so boring to have a routine, to just get into a routine of it. And we're not, we're wired for that kind of thing, unfortunately, because our brains are very lazy. Our brains want to conserve energy and keep us safe while not burning itself out. So that's why habits are such a big thing for humans, because we're wired for them, because it's the most energy efficient way of our brain to control processes, for us to do things without thinking about them. I mean, think, if you drove to work, last time you drove to work, did you actually pay attention, or were you just like pretty much on autopilot? You just like, before you know it, you're at work. You're like, oh, you couldn't tell anybody the turns that you took, but yeah, you're there. That's your brain. That's your brain just like on autopilot. Now, we're going to hack that for this. We're going to use that, because that's how we're going to get to where we want with the least amount of resistance from little £2 lump of fuck up here. For if you are running a business, it might be really, really sexy to do all the flashy things like, oh, I'm going to get a website and I'm going to do this and I don't know, launch a new product and I'm going to do this and but the sales, actually the lifeblood of your business, they come from you getting up every single day and making an offer every single day. Now that is boring. That is boring. That's why there's like make money online niche on like YouTube and stuff is so massive, because people are always looking. It can't be that simple. It can't be that boring. Sorry, I'm about to bust your bubble. Yes, it is that boring. Getting a routine is really how you're going to change your life, because that's how you got into the life you've got already, is just by getting into this routine. You're in a routine now. So what we're going to do is we're going to hack that routine. So for the next 7 days, I want you to start thinking about, what could I do every single day that's going to get me the result that I want, that you picked a result. Okay, I want my life to be more peaceful. Cool. Okay, so what can I do? Well, every day I can start with, I don't know, maybe you like meditation. Maybe you said, every single day I want to just get into the habit of reading a few pages of a book, just peacefully without the TV on. Maybe I want to give up caffeine because it's making me anxious. Um, Maybe you want to say, right, every day I want to go out and take a walk, just to, get that bit of peace and get a bit of nature. You might say, "Well, I want to be more exciting." Okay, cool. Well, every week I want to go out and go to the pub quiz. Maybe I want to go and see my friends once a week. Again, if you are trying to lose weight, maybe your routine will look something like, right, well, every single day I'm going to eat, at least 2 of my meals are going to be vegetable and lean protein heavy. And every single day I'm going to make sure I get my 12,000 steps in, and I'm going to drink my 2 litres of water. Those things are not sexy, they are very, very boring. But do they work? Absolutely they do. In your business, you might say, well, every single day I'm going to make an offer. I don't care if I feel like an absolute dickhead. Every single day I'm going to get out there and make an offer. After 30 days, you are going to find that that's going to impact your business very, 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 very well. And that's something that's talked about, by the way, if you want some reading material. Atomic Habits by James Clear, really, really good on this idea that small habits compound over time. Really good book. Could have been half the size, but hey ho, it's a book. So the idea that small things don't happen. And get that routine going. Now, here's a top tip for your routine. Try and, if you're making changes, like I said, brain, very, very lazy, does not like change, because that's not energy efficient. Your brain will fight you. So hook new stuff into a routine you've already got going. So, really good example of this. I started taking vitamins recently because my hair's rubbish, my skin's rubbish, everything's rubbish. So I was like, well, vitamins. I'm obviously deficient in something, so let's take some vitamins. Now, I have a habit every single day where I go and I make my coffee. Every single morning, I make coffee and I have a coffee in my special flamingo mug. So for me, it was much easier I had my tablets, my vitamins, and I put them into a little pot right next to my coffee pot, because every single day without fail, I will go to my coffee pot. And then now I take my vitamins because they were next to my coffee pot. I can't miss them. I'm not trying to remember something else to do because it's right there next to my coffee pot. So that became that was a way that I was able to hack my own routine kind of thing. I was able to trick my brain into getting this new routine. So get yourself a routine that's going to get you towards your goal. If you don't know what to do, use this week to have a little bit of a research, because I can guarantee you somebody that has got the results that you want has told you how to do it. Now, that might be in a book, might be in a podcast, might be in a YouTube video, might be somebody you actually know. If you know somebody who's like lost a load of weight, made a load of money, done this, done that, ask them how they did it. People love to yap about themselves. So if you ask them, they will probably tell you. Somebody will have written a book on it. Somebody will have done a course on it. Somebody will have done a YouTube video on it. Swear to God, you could like put a rocket into space with like what's on YouTube. Never mind university, just YouTube. So have a look and see if somebody else has already done it and see if you can incorporate that. But make it a routine, okay? Because I'm telling you now, the success is going to be found in the tiny weeny little routines, in the tiny weeny habits that you do every day without thinking. Those are how you are getting the results you're getting now. So we obviously need to change those. So yeah, and that's literally it. So week 3, I want you to start having a little look and seeing if these things are incorporating well. So I want you to start thinking about having a little regular check-in with yourself. How are we doing so far? We're 3 weeks in. That should be enough time for things to start kind of like getting on. And then you're well on track for week 4 to kind of make any changes that you need to change, because now you've had a week of seeing if this habit is starting to kick in a little bit. Some things might take a little bit longer, but within the first 2 weeks of getting a new habit, you should be able to start seeing some form of improvement. And if it's not, that's not a problem. I just want you to then start looking to see what else I could do. Okay, this isn't working for me. Why? Is it because I'm not consistent enough with it? Is it because it's something that I just don't like doing? I mean, for example, making money online. There is tons of different ways of doing it. You could do it. I mean, you could drop ship. You could do affiliate marketing. You could make your own product. You could be on YouTube. You can blog. You can use social media. You could go door to door. People still do that apparently. So there's loads of different ways of doing it. You could make AI videos on YouTube. You name it. But the problem is, if you've picked a way that doesn't work for you, you're going to really have a hard time. So maybe this is just a way that doesn't work for you. If you're one of these people who thinks that they can only make sales by like DMing 30 people a day, etc., but it really just makes you die a little bit inside, it's not the way for you. So find something else. Maybe you want to make videos instead. Maybe the thought of being on camera has you absolutely panicking. So maybe you are a written person instead. You could start a blog or just write on social media. Finding a way, finding a routine that suits you is the key. And there will be one out there, I'm telling you. It's not one size fits all. Sometimes you might need to try 2 or 3 things before you get on the thing that's right. Try something, see how it feels. You should know the difference between this is making me uncomfortable because I've never done it before, or this is making me uncomfortable because it wants me, I want to go and like bathe my soul in bleach. Just remember, just because it's worked for somebody doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So find something that works, because there will be something out there that works for you. So, and that's how we're going to do it in 30 days. We're going to pick a goal. We're going to get a routine, as unsexy as it sounds. We're going to keep checking in on ourselves. And we're going to not listen to Bitchy Brenda, the voice in the back of your head that tells you can't do all these things, because she's a liar, frankly. I want you to go easy on yourself, okay? You've never done these things before, and that's okay. We don't shout at kids when they first start walking just because they fall over a couple of times, do we? We need to start showing ourselves a little bit more grace, and I want you to show yourself a bit more grace, because you're watching this video. You obviously want to make a change, and that's cool, and I'm here for it. Let me know in the comments if I can support you, because I might not be able to come around your house and actually help you, I don't know, clean out your pit or whatever, but I can help you by cheering you on from the sidelines, and I can cheer you, and I can say, I believe that you can do it, because you obviously are interested in doing it. And if you've got an interest in it, you can make it happen. You may be just a bit scared of failing. Maybe you're a bit scared of what other people will think. Maybe, oh, getting a bit too big for her boots. Who does she think she is making all these changes? It's not their life, it's your life, love. Don't live it for other people, live it for you. Because living for other people hasn't really got you where you wanted to be already, has it? So don't be scared. Don't be scared of making some changes. If this is something that you have been called to do, or you just know in your gut that it's time for a change, I'm here for it. My channel's here for it. and you can do it. So I'm cheering for you, I really am. So let me know in the comments what you're going to be doing this month. Let me know if I can help you in any way, shape, or form, and you'll be wanting to watch this next.